Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sports Dom coming back with another video. And this is my New York Rangers at Buffalo Sabres post-game recap. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen stands tall in the net. He did against the Islanders as well in that 3-2 loss. And today, he lost 2-1 to the New York Rangers. You can't put this on UPL. He played outstanding. I thought the team played well. They were at home. I fell asleep during this game because I wasn't feeling well, but they didn't show it on TV in my area, so I had to listen to it on Sirius XM. But I did hear Riley Stillman hitting and being physical. That's what we want. So let's recap this. A 2-1 Rangers win in overtime, but the Sabres get 1 point. And guys, we are not out yet. This is far from over. It's not over till it's over. So let's get into this. Goals: New York Rangers 2, Buffalo 1. Shots: New York 26, Buffalo 33. Block shots: New York 22, Buffalo 14. Hits: New York 24, Buffalo 19. Face-offs: New York 33, Buffalo 21. Power play: New York 1 for 3, Buffalo 0 for 2. Penalty minutes: New York 4, Buffalo 6. And the scoring. No scoring in the first period, so after one it was 0-0. And then in the second period at 7:52 to open the scoring, it was Buffalo's Jeff Skinner, his 29th of the season, assisted by Ilya Lyubushkin, his 11th, and Tage Thompson, his 44th. And it's 1-0 Sabres. And then at 11:28, it was New York's Patrick Kane, his 18th of the season, assisted by Keandre Miller, his 25th, and Jacob Trouba, his 17th. And it's 1-1 after 2. No scoring in the third period, so it remains 1-1. And then in overtime at 2:02, it was New York Rangers Artemi Panarin, his 20th of the season, on the power play, assisted by Adam Fox, his 49th, and Mika Zibanejad, his 36th. And a 2-1 Rangers win. Probably our best home game of the year. One of the best anyway, in a losing effort. But we do get a point, and it was only 2-1. So, and the Rangers had to beat us in overtime. You know, they couldn't beat us in regulation. So now we get ready for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And penalties. No penalties in the first period. In the second at 2:54, it was New York's Jacob Trouba, 2 minutes for hooking. And then at 19:03, it was Buffalo's Zemgus Girgensons, 2 minutes for hooking. Then in the third period, at 13:02, it was New York's Chris Kreider, 2 minutes for interference. And then at in overtime at 1:12, it was Buffalo's Rasmus Dahlin, 2 minutes for hooking. And that's when they scored the overtime goal. But from when your own announcers on the radio are saying that the refs have made bullshit calls, you know, these referees in the NHL are garbage. Each and every one of them need to be fired. It was Igor Shesterkin versus Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, and Luukkonen stood his ground. Luukkonen stood his ground, and the team in front of him actually played. They were actually playing some defense. I heard on the radio, you know, that they had some great defensive plays. Stillman was coming up to the blue line and lining up, sizing up, and laying people out, you know. It sucks to lose in overtime, but it wasn't a regulation loss. and we go to 32, 28, and 5. So still a lot of hockey left. It's going to be tough. We are at Toronto, uh, who are 40, 17, and 8, and we haven't had much success against them this year, but it's on the road. Y'all know our road record. Um, and I feel confident, especially if we go with UPL again. Um, he's been playing some great hockey as of late, and I think we should. I don't want to see Comrie in that anymore this year. I think we should go with Luukkonen and Anderson, and either trade Comrie at the draft or just tell him to take a hike. Um, Toronto is going to be tough, and it's in their building, but you know the Sabres' road record. We are road warriors. We are on a 3-game road trip. We could go 0-3. We could go 3-0. We could go 2-1. You know, I would take 2-1, but we need to put some wins together. I want to win these 3 on the road, and then after the 3-game road trip, we return home on March 19th against the Boston Bruins, and then the Nashville Predators, and the New Jersey Devils. So a 3-game homestand right after the 3-game road trip. This 3-game road trip, we go to Toronto, we go to Washington, and we go to Philadelphia. So, like I said, it's going to be a tough road trip, especially the first game in Toronto. I think is winnable though, and we know we could beat the Washington Capitals, um, the Philadelphia Flyers. Um, we just gotta play physical, you know, from here on out, and especially against Philadelphia and against Washington. But Toronto is the team we need to really be physical for, because they're gonna come out hitting like they always do. But I think we can beat Toronto, and I think we will beat Toronto on the road, even though the schedule will get tough. We are, I believe, 6 or 7 points back of the wild card spot, behind the Islanders and Pittsburgh. Um, I think Pittsburgh will get in. It's the Islanders we need to watch. It's the Ottawa Senators we need to watch. But Washington is also ahead of us, but I think once we beat them, we can jump over them, I do believe. Um, and Philadelphia is still in it, so that game uh, is going to be a tough one. It's probably going to be a physical game, and Greenway and Stillman, um, and even Peyton Krebs, you know, need to be uh, hitting, and we need to play a physical game against Toronto, because that's how they play. And I think we should stick with UPL, even though he lost. You know, that he played outstanding against both New York teams, um, and they were 1-goal victories for both. The one was on a bull crap call, a bull crap goal, but the Rangers, you know, they weren't nothing special in this game. Um, they only scored 2 goals, and like I said, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen stood tall. He stood his ground, and you know he made 26 saves out of or no, he had 26 shots against, and he had 24 saves. So 24 saves on 26 shots. Igor Shesterkin had um, 32 saves on 33 shots, and he played 61 minutes and 53 seconds of ice time. Luukkonen had 62 minutes and 2 seconds of ice time. So uh, it was nice to see Jeff Skinner score, but you know, some guys have disappeared. Like Victor Olofsson, I know he scored last game, but you know, Jordan Greenway scored last game. You know, Dylan Cousins didn't score this game, and we need these guys to step up. We need Samuelson, we need Cousins, we need Quinn, we need Jost, we need Greenway. You know, we need Akposo and Olofsson and Paterka. You know, we need these guys. Jeff Skinner, Tage Thompson, who also didn't score. Um, but we do. We need these guys to step up. And you know, when they finally say that you know it's over, then it will be over. But for right now, UPL, I think, can win us some games right now. I think we can steal some games going into this road trip. Um, I want to sweep the road trip. I know that's highly unlikely, um, especially with Toronto. Um, we play them on Monday, and then Wednesday at Washington, Thursday, Friday at Philadelphia, and then Sunday a matinee game home against the Boston Bruins, which will be so tough because the Boston Bruins have such a good team. They are 59-5. They have 50 wins this season. They're already locked in for the playoffs. They're probably going to get the number one seed, either them or Carolina. And you know, Nashville, they're 31-24-7. You know, they basically have a similar record to us. And then we got the New Jersey Devils, who are 43-16-6. I think we can beat them too. So right after the 3-game road trip, we got a 3-game homestand. So we just got to take it one game at a time. Just keep shooting the puck, you know, get shots on goal. And we need the goaltending to be out of its mind. And I think we're going to steal some games. I think we're going to get our 33rd win of the year on Monday. If this team plays the way they played against the Rangers the rest of the year, they're going to be a tough team, and they're going to be a frustrating team for other teams. So, guys, comment in the comment section below on what you think. And as always, if you like my videos, like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you don't miss a video. Get ready for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and it's going to be tough. But like I said, we're good on the road this year. We can win it. And I think we will. I think we will win it. And I'm looking forward, very forward, to that rematch on March 25th at the New York Islanders. I can't wait for that rematch. They are 34-26-8. Very similar record to the Buffalo Sabres. I want revenge in that game, and I think they'll get it. They're going to be pumped for that game. So, like I said, it's a tall task, but they can get on a hot streak. They can get on a winning streak, and they can sneak in. It's not impossible. Is it going to be difficult? Yes. Impossible? No. No, not at all. Especially with the way Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen's been playing. So stay tuned for my Buffalo Sabres at Toronto Maple Leafs preview. And as always, go Sabres.